Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Crypto, Coffee and LoFi. Just a quick episode today. A little bit late for this one too. I gave it a few hours before making the video. I didn't have the greatest read on the market, but now things are starting to look a little clearer to me. So this one will be quick, only taking a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Looking at another NFT project here quickly, full disclosure, I am working with this team. So I have been compensated obviously to talk about this, but I'm not going to talk about anything that I don't think doesn't have some long-term value. Okay, so if you watched the last episode, I was talking about Soligon. I invested my own money into that. The mint went quite, they're all sold out. It went well. Then they are now moving on to working on their play to earn game and a few other side projects as well. So make sure you go check that out. But for this week, I'm looking at Fruitos. So it's a similar concept, a similar idea. They're going to have their mint here in a few days at the end of this week. And then once they're fully sold out, they'll be then working on their play to earn game and a few other projects. If you want to learn more, check out the website. I'll link this in the description. And again, I'll be working with these guys. So just full disclosure there. Starting off with Bitcoin. Just trying to be as clear as possible. If you're new here, I'm essentially just using the same pattern to find accumulation, distribution. I'm using that same pattern to find support, resistance. And then once we do find support or resistance, or I see an obvious trend, I then use the same pattern to as an entry trigger. So that same pattern being just a head and shoulders. So I look for a sweep of the high. Then I look for a break below the low that's responsible for taking that high. And then once we see that break, I then look for the same pattern to form again. Now, there's a little bit more to this strategy, but this is just the base idea. If you want to learn more, click the link in the description below and pick up a copy of the strategy. But either way, here's what I think is going to happen. And of course, I can predict all I want, but ultimately I do just have to react to what the chart is telling me. So we do have all of these equal lows sitting below here on Bitcoin. So being so early in the week, I would not be surprised if we do get a quick move below and taking these out before heading up higher. Now, if we do get the move below, there's a few areas that I'm looking at for reaccumulation. Now, what would reaccumulation look like? It would just be the pattern that I spoke about earlier. So we see a sweep of the low, breaking above the high is responsible for taking that low, and then the same pattern forming again. So I've marked out a few spots where I would expect price to reaccumulate and hold support. So here we have the pattern here on the lower time frames, sitting right below all of these equal lows. So here is the first area that I would expect some reaccumulation, and if we do get that, then we should be good to enter some mid time frame long positions. Not really looking to set any limits at any of these levels, really just waiting to see if we can get some reaccumulation. So we may not head down from right here though. There might be room for another quick leg up to take out this high. So we might get something like this. And then if we see some lower time frame distribution here, then I would expect a temporary sell-off into one of my levels that I have marked down here. So not really looking to short the market. If you take a look at the daily and the weekly, we are obviously so bullish. We've just broken a bunch of structure to the upside. We're a little too high for me to consider any distribution. If we were going to redistribute at this resistance, I would have expected it to occur here, and I would have expected this distribution to hold. We're a little bit too high. I think if we do see some distribution on the lower time frames, that it will just be temporary and that it will just be leading into support, where I think we'll then see reaccumulation. Now, so I'm not really looking to short anything here. If we do come up into resistance and then start to sell off, I may look to get into a scalp, but for my mid to long term positions, they're all going to be staying the same, and my bias is going to be staying the same as well. So either we start to sell off here and fall below this low, taking out all of these equal lows here, retesting support, then reaccumulating, or we continue to head up, take out this higher time frame high, then we see the retracement. But that's what I'm thinking we will see this week. Similar idea here on ETH, except I'm looking at this high to be taken out. We did come up and test it, but not quite enough for for me to consider it a sweep. So if we get the move up here, then some redistribution, something like that, then we may be good to see some lower time frame shorts. But like I said, higher time frame bias is still bullish. I'll be a lot more confident in taking long positions. We have some equal lows sitting here on ETH, so with everyone sitting really bullish, the weekly closing strong, it would make sense, I guess, if we were to have a flush out to see it at the start of the week. So if we do get some distribution, then Thursday, Friday, leading into the weekend, I would expect a pump as long as we do get the reaccumulation below these lows. We do have this bullish level to be tested. So we swept out this low, breaking above the high. As we retest, we form the same pattern again. We had a small retest here, but we haven't yet tested this level of demand, or really this level, since we saw the big breakout. So again, bullish bias, but I think we could see a retrace. Of course, the plans could change. So yeah, I think I'm going to cut it here. So bullish. Let me just turn this down. If we do see the retrace, then looking to get long, and then those long positions should last a few months. No worries. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, leave some feedback below. A bit of a late episode, but I'll be back at our normal time right before London on Wednesday. No worries, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.